Bureaucratic management. Introduction. The term or word bureaucracy has two parts. One is bureau, which means an office transacting particular business or a government department. Crazy denotes a particular form of government, hence bureaucracy implies a system of government in which most of the decisions are taken by state officials rather than by elected representatives. So, bureaucracy is a form of government run or managed by some officers. Definition. The bureaucratic management theory introduced by Max Weber stated that to manage an organization efficiently, it is essential to have a clear line of authority along with proper rules, procedures, and regulations for controlling each business operation. Bureaucracy refers to the possessing of control over a group of people or activities through knowledge, power, or authority. Max Weber and his bureaucratic theory. Max Weber was a German sociologist and a political economist, and he came forward with the concept of bureaucracy in management. Weber believed that there could be only three kinds of power in the organization. First one, traditional. In traditional authority, the worker are dependent upon the leader, working as their servants and following the stated rules and regulation blindly. Second one, charismatic. Under charismatic power, due to the extraordinary personality of the managers, the workers are deeply motivated to perform their best on the task allotted to them. However, this charisma may fade away with the manager's layoff, resignation, or demise. Third one, legal rational. In legal rational power, the workers either need to abide by the legal rules or the naturally applicable laws. In short, all the employee need to follow a consistent set of principles. Thus, Weber developed the bureaucratic management theory where he emphasized on a formal organizational structure. Example of bureaucratic management. A well-known bureaucratic organization is the modern US military. For this example, let's look at army division. An army division is broken down into brigades. The brigades are broken down further into companies, and companies are broken down into battalions. Features of bureaucratic management. First one, the high degree of division of labor and specialization. Second one, there is a well-defined chain of command. Third one, it follows the principle of rationality, objectivity and consistency. Fourth one, the relationship among the member of the organization is formal and impersonal relations, and it's based on positions and not on personalities. Fifth one, rules and regulations are well defined and indicates the duties and rights of the employees. These rules apply to everyone from the bottom of the organization and must be strictly followed. Sixth one, selection and promotion are based on technical qualifications. Seventh one, only bureaucratic or legal power is given importance. Principles of bureaucratic management. First one, proper division of labor. Second one, chain of command. Third one, separation of personal and official property. Fourth one, application of consistent and complete rules. Fifth one, selection and promotion based on qualification. Sixth one, training in job requirements and skills. Moving on to the first one, proper division of labor. Division of labor specialization should be fixed and there should be a balance between power and responsibilities. Second one, chain of command. The chain of command or organizational hierarchy should be constructed in a way that information related to decisions and works can flow efficiently from top to bottom. Third one, separation of personal and official property. Owners and organizations' assets are separate and can to be treated as same by the owner or the organization. Fourth one, application of consistent and complete rules. There should be proper rules and regulation in the organization for running the organization. Fifth one, selection and promotion based on qualification. The selection and promotion of workers should be based on equalization, like skills, experience, age. It should not be influenced by personal relations and benefits. Sixth one, training in job requirements and skills. There is a difference between management and other parts of organization, and training and improving skills of management is important. Advantages of bureaucratic management. First one, creativity thrives within a bureaucracy. Second one, job security is provided. Third one, it discourages favoritism. Fourth one, a bureaucracy centralizes power. Fifth one, it encourages specialization. Sixth one, best practices are created. Seventh one, it creates predictability. Eighth one, it provides a foundation for scalability. Disadvantages of bureaucratic management. First one, there is no emphasis on creating additional competencies. Second one, it fosters a structure that doesn't create true productivity. Third one, expenditures dictate actions. Fourth one, it is a factory for boredom. Fifth one, there is less freedom to act within a bureaucracy. Sixth one, a bureaucracy creates massive wage gaps. Seventh one, inefficiencies are difficult to change. Criticism of bureaucratic management. The emphasis only on rules and regulations. Second one, there will be unnecessary delays in decision making due to formalities and rules of bureaucratic organization. Third one, coordination and communication hampered because of too much formality and rules. Fourth one, bureaucracy involves a lot of paperwork and has just too much level of authority, which results in a lot of wastage of time, effort and money. Not ideal for efficiency. Conclusion. Max Weber's bureaucratic approach worked as a solution to problems of traditional administrative systems, but it was not the perfect or close to perfect solution. The bureaucratic structure gives all the importance and power to top level management, and the rules and levels of authority are just too much. It gives a greater sense of security to the employees, but bureaucratic management gives a window for red tapeism. Thank you.